Okay, good evening, everyone. It's Desiree. I'm on here to do a book collection video, and I have a lot to share, so hopefully, I have time. This may or may not be a long video. I can't tell y'all, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. So, it's gonna be kind of like a two-part video, but I'm going to combine them together. So, da 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 da! I have a Amazon Kindle. So I am a very big romance junkie. Okay, I love romance novels. My thing is I love Zane. That's my girl, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I have been reading Zane for about maybe 9 to 10 years, maybe, and I have a very, very omega big collection of her books. Um, I have introduced Zane to my ex husband at the time when we were getting along. But okay, so on my Amazon Kindle, it's a I want to say it's a paperweight, but I'm not too sure. On this tablet or on this little Kindle alone, as you guys can see, it says I have 31 on here, and I'm not gonna go through all the books that I have on here because it's a lot. Well, actually, I'm gonna tell you guys what I have on here, so you will know. I will tell you the author, excuse me, and if you are interested, just let me know, and I will let y'all know who I read. So I'll let y'all know, okay? And then I also have a list of the books. So it's on here on the Kindle, and it's also written down on paper because I do have books in storage as well. So I like the fact that if I'm not at home, or if I'm in the bed, or if I'm on the bus or going somewhere, whatever, on a trip, I can take a book with me. And to be honest with you guys, whoever invented the Kindle, excuse me, much love, because this is a awesome thing to have. I do have an Audible account as well, but every book that I own is written on paper, only because I have an Amazon app and I have a Kindle app, but I wrote it down on paper, and I'm hoping nothing ever happens to this and I don't lose it, and I have no way to somebody return it to me. But anyways, okay, let's move on. Okay, so I have on here Zane's the chocolate flavor book. Any of y'all who read Zane, she's a African American author. Very erotic. I'll tell you that right now. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, then here's Status by Jordan Bletcher. Sorry if I get these names wrong. A Chance of Love, Sheena Brinkley. I think that's what her name was. Okay. Then another lady I love, Angie Daniels. That's another African American author as well. So I have Do Me Baby, Before I Let You Go. This is all from the Beaumont series. For You I Do, The Player's Proposal, A Bow for Christmas, The Playboy's Proposition, Any Man Will Do, Every Second Counts, The Second Time Around, Show Me, In Her Neighbor's Bed. So yes, I'm going to keep going. Okay, The Ultimate Merger, Delaney Diamond, another great author, she's African American as well, Brenda Jackson. So I have Stone Cold Surrender, All He Desires, Voluptuous Women, Series 1. Y'all, that book, it just seriously, it touched me, because when you're a plus size woman, like Desiree, like right here, this woman right here, plus size women need love too. And the 4 stories that she has in this book alone, I'm telling you guys right now, it seriously, like, it gave me a little bit of confidence, because, as as I am becoming more healthier with in my age, it makes me feel good that I can still get a man, and a man will love me. Bam, bam. Okay, so moving along, 'Tis the Season for romance. That's by Brenda Jackson. I have The Link by Kawan. Another Man's Husband. I haven't read that one, but I really need to. Angel Michelle. Okay, A Love So Deep, Suzette Perkins. That book, y'all, I was in tears when I read that book. I'm not even done with it yet, but it's like, it's so sad. It has you really thinking about, okay, for instance, there's a man who was married to a lady for so many years. It just makes you feel like you're in this life with this man. He loved this woman for so many years, and she ends up passing away. And it's like his friends are trying to get him out of his funk by trying to tell him, hey, you should go out and meet somebody else. His friends are saying, hey, let's go fishing. Rely on your friends. That's what his friends are trying to do, and it's just not working. So he ends up meeting someone else. I did not finish the book because, like, right now I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm in the middle of reading about 20 books at one time, and I can't get through all of them. Okay, so anyways, moving along. Okay, so Ms. Robinson, now that woman, yes, okay, she does the Damien and Octavia, The Final Lie, the G Street Chronicles, I think that's what it is. Okay, and then she does Love, Lies, and Lust, Married to His Lies. Oh my goodness, you guys, those books, I've read 2 of them, and it's just, it deals with a lot of cheating, and then it deals with murder and scandals and like long lost relatives, and oh my goodness. Okay, so if you guys are ever interested in that, knowing more about that, all of these books I got through Amazon and BookBud, I think that's what it's called. Yep. Okay, so Only One for Me, the Arlington Family series. I just got this, Candace by Candace Shaw. I haven't really read that yet, but I really just want to try to get into that. Joy and Pain, Zane. She does a collaboration with Franklin White. So I'm really interested in, I did read that book I read the actual book. Do I have it? I think I have it in storage. Okay. And then my best friend, his name is Gregory. Shout out to my friend. He told me, I don't know why he was reading this book, y'all, but it was just like, okay. It's called Big Girls Do It Better. It's book 1, and it's part of a series. So it comes, I want to say it comes in four books, I'm pretty sure. And I know that's on Amazon. Okay. One book I have on here is a sample, and I will get into that because this is the one that I do not have, but I think I read it before some years ago. Sensuality, Caramel Flavor 2. I've read a good portion of that book, but not all the way through. So with Zane, okay, I'm going to get into what I have of hers because that will kind of explain to y'all my further of my collection. So, okay. That's part of what I have on the Amazon Kindle. Okay, so Now You See Her, James Patterson. If you guys have not seen that movie, if you guys have not read that book, go read it. I just picked it up from the library, and my oldest daughter, I got 2 books. So I got one for her and one for me. A few years ago, and I said, hey, you want to read this book with me? She's like, hey mom, sure, no problem. James Patterson, he put it down for people, he laid it out for you, the truth. So it took my daughter 2 days to read this book. It took me a week and a half, and after I read the book, I became more and more intrigued by it, and I was like, hey, I need to read this book. So that's what I did. So Double Homicide, that's by Faye Kellerman and her husband Jonathan Kellerman. I can't really get into the book because it's 2 different stories that deals with homicide. That's why it's called Double Homicide. So the book is a 2-story book. So when you get done reading one story, you flip the book over and then you open up the back page and then it starts another story. So it's really, really good. So kudos to y'all. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so I have also on here, Be Careful What You Pray For. That book is a hot mess. And okay, to sum it all up, in that book, it talks about a pastor who, okay, this lady, she's an author, and she gets married. She gets married to a pastor who's really big in a church community, and he had an ex-wife who actually passed away. And and in the process of her, before she died, she was pregnant, y'all. And in this book, the writer, she's finding out all these things about her husband, but this is not until later. But her husband is actually sleeping around with a few people at his church, and about two other women. Then he meets another woman after he gets married, and I'm just telling you guys, this book, it is crazy. Be careful what you pray for. It's crazy. It is crazy. And then on top of that, in that book, her ex is trying to get back with her, and woo. Okay, so let's see. Oh, The Good Marriage. Okay, that was a book, and then it was turned into a movie. I think I want to say it's Stephen King, but I'm not too sure. I'm sorry, I don't know who the author is, but I'm pretty sure you guys can find it. It's on Netflix. It's about this lady and this man, and of course they're married. And in the beginning of the movie, it shows they have a good marriage, and they've been married for maybe 25 years. And then she starts finding out things about him, like he's a murderer. He murders women, but at the same, it's kind of, the plot kind of gets crazier because, look, y'all just got to read the book. It's called The Good Marriage, and you can read the book and find it on Netflix. Okay, so anyway, moving along. Total Eclipse. That book is by Zane. Okay, let me make sure I get this right. It's really crazy about this book because the hot box. Oh no, Total Eclipse. I'm sorry. Total Eclipse is about this lady. She's a plus size lady, and her boyfriend's a lawyer. He downs her. He talks bad about her. Her mom disrespects her. His mom disrespects her. Sorry. And later in the book, she gets into a really bad car accident. But this guy that she sees in the beginning of the book actually saves her life, and then they end up falling in love, y'all. Woo! I'm trying to tell y'all, Zane is on point. Trust me. Okay, The Hot Box is by Zane. I'm a very big Zane fan, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then I have The Good Guy. That's by James Patterson Dean Koontz. I don't know why I didn't write the authors down. Sorry, y'all. The Good Guy. The Good Guy. He was in a bar, and he gets mistaken for a killer. So he goes to this lady's house, and he actually saves this lady from being killed. They're trying to find out why she's being killed, and they, for the life of him, can't find out. And it's just the plot thickens. They end up killing a guy who's trying to kill her, which is a good book. Okay. Every Day of Friday. That is by... He's a pastor. He's a white guy. This is funny because I don't remember his name. Every Day of Friday. I can't remember his name. Y'all forgive me. I cannot remember this pastor's name. But he's a really good... He's really good in his ministry. That's what I would say. Okay, the next books I have is Almost Perfect and Chasing Perfect. Why did I write the authors down? This is really sad. I sort of kind of got through Almost Perfect, but not really. When I get my Android working, or when I get another Android phone, I'm going to put my Audible back on my phone and read my books or listen to my books through audio. But yeah, okay. So I haven't even read Chasing Perfect. That's a shame. I've had that book for, how long ago was that? Probably about 10, 11 years ago. I haven't even read it. That's a shame. Okay, so Caramel Flavor. Of course, that's a Zane book too. Is it about, I think it's about Hispanics and blacks getting together and doing a thing, the wild thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all know about the wild thing. Okay. Deceit and Devotion. I want to say the guy's name is Eric Jerome Dickerson. I haven't even read it. Okay. Let's see. Stone Kiss. That's by Faye Kellerman. Haven't even read that book, but I own the book. Sinful 2. Haven't read it. Let's see, but I have it. The Proper Care of a Husband, which I'm not really going to read right now. The Final Lie. These are books I have and have started. I own and I have started, but I have not finished. A Chance of Love. Okay. An Accidental Affair. Decadent. Match Me If You Can. Honey Flavor. That's the same book. It's about... I have the book in storage as well. And I did get through the book. It's really hard because, to be honest with y'all, it's in another language. Some of them is in another language, and I think it's in, I want to say, Chinese or Japanese. If anybody has ever read Honey Flavor, Caramel Flavor, Chocolate Flavor, let me know, because I'm trying to understand Honey Flavor. And yeah, okay. Let's see. Okay, Long Time Gone. That's a book that I started that my daughter owns. And I want to finish reading these books, y'all, but it's like I can't get my books out of storage because where I stay right now is not enough room for that. So when I move, I'm going to get on reading these books, and so I can move on. Okay, Afterburn and Nervous. Afterburn, that book, I've read that book probably about 3 times, and that's in storage as well. That book is it's like so beautiful. It's about a woman who's just coming up in age, and she goes through like about three men, and she's trying to find a man that's going to be really good for her. Her mom was a drunk like almost all her life, and they ended up putting her mom in rehab, and her mom got better. But at the end of the book, y'all, I'm not even going to tell you what happens because it's not what you expect. So I'm just going to leave y'all hanging. Nervous. Nervous is the same book, and it's really erotic. Moving on. Let's see. Midnight. I don't remember. Succulent. Woo! I'm trying to tell y'all that book was on point. Won't go there. Okay. Love. Love is Never Painless. That's Zane does a collaboration with another author, and it's 3 books. It's 3 mini stories in a book. I need to get that book and do another video about these other books, but that book is on. Okay, moving along. As always, Julia. That's about Julia Childs with her life. She does it's the movie Julie and Julia. It's about Julia Child's life, about them cooking together, and she's writing a book about her cooking and everything, and she does the 365 blogs, and she cooks through her cookbook. It was a really great movie. I enjoyed it, and my ex enjoyed it too, so. Okay, Bountiful Woman, of course, that just speaks for itself. That book talks about how women should seriously take care of themselves, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, and I feel spiritually too, because we can't look to others to take care of us, because, I'm sorry, y'all, my mouth is super dry. Okay, we can't look for others to take care of us. We have to seriously take care of self. As a bountiful woman, regardless of, you could be 500 pounds and still not able to take care of yourself on a more of an emotional level. It's like you seriously have to dig deeper with self and be like, hey, I need to take care of me, because I can't depend upon my kids or my spouse to be like, I can't always do this for you. You gotta get in deep with your own feelings and find out what's really going on. Ask yourself that question. Why am I always upset? Why am I always angry? Or why am I always eating food that I should not be eating? Or why are you asking yourself questions? Because when you get in a mirror and you're sitting there and you're looking at yourself and you don't like what you see, it's about, number one, yes, you have to be comfortable, but if you don't like what you see, you have to make a change, because if you don't, it's going to affect you. It can affect your social life. It'll affect your a job. If it'll affect your career, it'll affect you being a mother, a wife. It can affect you having just relationships in general. And if you're so closed in, but you're always angry, I'm trying to tell y'all, that could be for women who are not plus size, or women who are skinny. You have to take care of yourself. You can't always rely on somebody else to do it. But if you need help, ask. But at the same time, you got to put in that extra effort to be like, okay, I'm going to help myself. My doctor told me, Desiree, you need to drink more water. I'm telling y'all, when I increase my water intake, I feel a lot better I felt inside like my body was seriously doing a whole lot better. I just had a kidney stone surgery 3 weeks ago. And for me, it was like realizing that I have to make a change. I have to. If my doctors are telling me, you need to do this and you need to do that, you need to change your eating habits, that's what I have to do. It may take time, but it takes myself to be encouraged. So I'm going to keep going on. Okay. So moving along. There's another book on here by Zane. It's called Getting Buck Wild. I'm getting off subject. I was getting off subject, y'all, but moving on. Okay. So this book by Zane is called Getting Buck Wild. I'm pretty sure y'all know how to get buck wild. I won't get into that book because it's super erotic. And with Zane, it's like, it's how does he say it? Uninhibited. I think that's how it is. An uninhibited. She digs deep with it. I'm trying to tell y'all, she digs deep. Okay, so let's see. Queen Latifah. I have a book about Queen Latifah. My uncle purchased it for me for my birthday some years ago. It's an autobiography about her and her life, and I didn't read that book either. That's a shame. I have all these books, y'all. Some books I've read, some books I haven't even picked up. Okay. Spiritual Lessons, The Family Business 2. These are books that I've started reading and not been able to finish. Guilty Wives, In Her Neighbor's Bed, Second Time Around, Married to the Lies, Love. Oh, okay, wait. Yeah. Oh, and then there's another book that I'm reading. It's called Impossible. I'm not sure who said. I don't remember who wrote it, but anyways, okay, y'all. I kind of ran through this video, but when I'm able to move and I'm able to have my books in front of me, I'm gonna show you guys my books and get in more in depth with them. Yeah. So okay. So the next thing that I was going to do is, my daughter did this thing. This is my new notebook that I got. And I've been doing a lot of writing in here. So my daughter did a video. She's Crystal with a K. So if you guys want to go over to her page, you can. And her page. If you guys want to go over to her her YouTube account, go ahead and look her up. And watch her videos and subscribe to her channel. Y'all can subscribe to me too. Okay, so she did an unpopular opinions book tag, and I'm going to do it too. So there's 9 questions on here, and I'm just going to read them to y'all. And I'm not sure, it's going to be a couple different books. So a book or series you did not like. The book or series I did not like was The Divergent, Insurgent. I don't like that. Whatever. It's kind of stupid if you ask me. Okay, a popular book or series that everyone seems to hate, but you love. Let's see. I think that would have to be the Insurgent stuff. Yeah. Okay. A love triangle where the main character ends up with the person you didn't want them to end up with. Let's see. Okay, I would say be careful what you pray for, because I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that book. I hope you guys have. Because the lady that I was telling you guys about in Be Careful What You Pray For, I think she ends up being by herself because she figures that some men are just they're not worth her time. But I don't think it has anything to do with question number 3, but that's okay. Okay, a book genre that you hardly reach for. I would say I can't answer that question for you guys, number 4, because I read almost everything. Oh, Westerns. I will not go there because they're just boring and stupid. Seriously, yeah. A popular or beloved character that you do not get into. Oh, I know. Zane Grey, I think that's what the author's name is. It's just boring to me. And I'm like, what's the point? I'm pretty sure there's people out here who would say, oh, that's a great author. Okay, comment down below if you guys ever heard of her, because I really never even picked up a book, because every time I see a cover, I'm like, dang, that looks boring. Okay, a popular book trope that you are tired of seeing. I think I would say the Star Wars series, only because I can't see a Star Wars movie being into a book, but it's been in a book. So what's the point? Seriously, they should have left that alone. Put it into a movie and keep on going. Okay. A popular series that you're not interested in reading. I think that's Star Wars series, because in the movie it's like you want to see the action, but I want to see the action. I don't want to read about it. But my daughter, she doesn't like the Twilight series. I love the Twilight series, y'all. I haven't read the books, but I have all 5 of the movies, and I'll be like, hey, Crystal, because that's her name, Crystal. I'm like, Crystal, you want to watch Twilight series with me? She's like, no, I can't stand them people. Y'all, Twilight, if y'all like Twilight, comment down below, because to me, it's like, you guys would never think from the beginning Twilight movie that she would ever end up being with Edward, because she's so closed in, and she's like my auntie says she's ditzy. But I like them. That's just me, because I'm just a romance novelist. Like, I'm not a novelist, I'm sorry, I just love romance. That's just my thing. So the next one, number 9, the saying goes, the book is better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer? Movie more than the book? Oh my goodness. Okay, there's so many books that have been turned into movies. I think the Julia book movie, for me I prefer the movie, because I've seen Julia Childs on TV before, and I want to know what happened in the movie before I actually read the book. I think I would do it that way, and I would say I would love the movie more, because I like to see what's going on. So that's just me. Okay, y'all, so I hope you like this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, share it with your mama, your friends, your sisters, your cousins, your daddy, your baby daddy, and your husbands too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so shout out to Crystal with an A, Crystal with a K. Shout out to Crystal with a K. Go to her channel, subscribe to her, see what she's talking about. Even though that's my daughter, I'm gonna put her out there, let everybody know what she's about. I'm sorry, y'all can't get it together. So I will holler at y'all later. Deuces.